What is up, guys? Welcome back to yet another brand new Major Ben Gaming video. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day as always. Now, in today's video, we're finally taking a look at Call of Duty Black Ops 6 multiplayer on the PlayStation 5 Pro. This is something that is long overdue, and we're actually doing a live multiplayer game where we're playing against other people in a team deathmatch, just so we've actually can test the frame rate and see how close the performance 120 FPS mode is, and this new like quality mode that's now been uncapped for PlayStation 5 Pro, so you can actually see above 60 frames in the quality mode on this game. So let's switch over to the actual gameplay here. I've got the frame rate capturing my monitor's counted frames, and you'll be able to see that we're at a locked 120 right now in the loading screen, which is at least something to start. I want to add, I don't have my headphones on, so I'm going to be a little bit bad because I actually can't hear anything because I don't have my headphones on, as I said. So I'm going to do the best I can just to try and play the game, and I've realized I'm not in my let me change my thing over to Call of Duty for a second. There we go. I've got my my Pro controller on so I can use the back paddles, but you can see we're pretty much at a locked 120 frames per second all the time, right? Which is really good to see. Any frame drops, I can imagine, are just going to be minor frame drops, nothing that's going to be that big of a deal, or any problems that you're going to have to deal with while playing this game. It is a very good experience. Now, I'm also someone that has come in from playing this game in the past on PCs at 240 hertz and stuff like that, and I have to say, I really cannot feel much of a difference between 240 and 120 hertz. I thought it was going to be a bigger difference than it actually was, coming from playing on a system like that to just playing on a console at 120 frames per second, but it really did not affect me that much at all. And I thought that was kind of interesting, to be honest. I thought 240, I guessed it wasn't going to be as big as a jump compared to going from like 60 to 120 hertz. But yeah, I thought there'd be some sort of performance like that I could feel, but yeah, I just didn't really tell a huge difference. I've not played Call of Duty in a few days, guys. You're gonna have to, I know only a few days, right? But it makes a difference to my aim and my ability to play the game. For some reason, I go back to other games and play normal games for a while. The sensitivity I have on Call of Duty feels so sensitive that it really throws me off. But yeah, so we can see we're at 120 frames per second at pretty much all instances. I mean, I'm trying to play the game, so you guys can look at the frame counter and stuff, but yeah, I barely see it drop, at least from what I can see. I don't think it's dropped at all, actually. But you'll see when we go over to the quality mode that you do lose some frames. You know, it's not anywhere near consistent at 120, but at the end of the day, like, it's the quality mode, right? Like, I probably play the campaign in the quality mode. So I think what we'll do, let's back out of this this lobby right here. Let's change our settings, and the graphic settings I wish they would change, because it's just titled 120 hertz refresh rate, and you actually have to toggle that off, even though you are still getting above a 60 hertz frame rate. It just decides to call that, like, let's toggle it off, and that's it. So that's really strange. But let's wait until we get into a game and we'll test out the quality mode. All right, so it looks like we've got our map here. It doesn't look like I'm going to be able to get the exact same map, which is something I expected, but it doesn't really matter. This is actually a good map to test the quality mode because we've got lots of trees and a bit more greenery. So this is something that actually should look really good at the quality mode. But even in the main menu here, you can see you've dropped frames, right? You're not at 120 anymore. The loading screen, you are at 120, which is interesting. So yeah, there is that. I'm gonna pull us out of this party. I don't know why. I can't remember how you do it, right? Let's just mute everybody on the team, because that's going to be annoying. Right, so let's just test this game and see. Now, you can see you're definitely not anywhere near that 120 frames. I gotta say, image quality does significantly look better, but again, in a game like this, for frame rate in a multiplayer mode, I absolutely would highly advise you use the 120 frames per second mode, just to get that really nice smooth frame rate that's very much required. Like, I can genuinely feel myself having less control over my player with only half the frames to do something with. So yeah, there is definitely that. I would 100% choose 120 hertz over this mode for sure. But it does look better. If I was just playing the multiplayer, the single player, sorry, I would choose this. Definitely would choose this. Ah, he got. Sorry, guys. I'm finding it really hard to play a game like this and talk at the same time. A lot of respect to all the people who do like cut comms and stuff on Call of Duty on a daily basis and talk and play games. I could not focus like that and play as well as they do also. But yeah, this is good. This looks really, really good. I gotta say, it looks really impressive. Much more detail. Like the foliage has a lot more detail. Yeah, it's good. I like it. It definitely looks better, but again, frame rate is just worse in a normal game like this, and I just wouldn't want to sacrifice it in terms of what you're getting. But let's keep playing. Let's keep going. Let's see what we can do here. Yeah, a lot of you guys with any history of the Major Ben channel, if any of you are still around from the early days, we're talking like 10 years plus ago, this is what we used to do every day. We used to make Call of Duty videos, right? Like, it's kind of interesting, gone back full circle to playing a game, but we're testing games on PS5 Pro, which is really interesting to do, and I actually love it. This is the most fun I've had on my YouTube channel, probably since I've been doing the like old streams and Call of Duty and Fortnite streams and games and stuff. But yeah, you know, these sorts of testing videos I absolutely love doing. But if any of you are still around from the old Major Ben days, I'm always interested to hear from you guys in the comments. Let me know how long you stuck around for, if you were ever here for any of the like long streams and games. I remember coming home from school every day and putting a lot of time into games like this back in the day. So anyway, back to talking about the game testing, right? Everything looks good. I mean, it looks very, very crisp, very clean compared to what it does. This is the mode that's like, I believe, capped at like 30 or something like that on the base PS5, or it's like, oh no, it's 60 on the base PS5 still. Sorry, yeah, my bad. It's 60 on the PS5. Not quite as good as this, but I believe this is using PSSR, which actually looks good in this game. I used to spot some artifacting in this mode with PSSR, but actually looks like it's been cleaned right up. Like, there doesn't seem to be any sort of major artifacting at all or any problems with PSSR, so that's certainly a good news. But yeah, you're getting around the 80 frame mark, it seems, on average, I would say. Like, 78 seems to come up a lot, like 80 seems to be there a lot. Like, again, it depends entirely what I'm doing on screen. I'm mainly dying at the moment because genuinely this feels so much less smooth, and I wish I could change during gameplay to change back to the performance mode, but I think we'll stick this game out, and yeah, I think there's not much more to test, really. That's one thing I would love to see on the next PlayStation, the PlayStation 6. I would really like to see a mode where you an output on the console that actually can go above that 120 hertz, because since we're hitting that 120 hertz cap on this game, I can imagine there could be an option that people would want that does like 240 hertz at 1080p. Like, the more like people who are really interested in getting maximum frame output, that would be really good as an option, because I think a lot of people would genuinely choose it just for specific games that entail fast-paced action, right? I think that's something that people would absolutely be interested in. If I was playing Call of Duty and it was I play a lot, to be honest. I'm prestige like 3 in this game, or 2 or something like that, so I've played this a lot. I would probably genuinely choose like 1080p 240 hertz just to get more, smoothed out stuff. So I hope that's something that they maybe introduce into future consoles one day, because I don't know, I could see it being a feature that a lot of people would pick, and I don't see why we would need a cap at 120 hertz only on a next-gen system. But then I guess it is a generic console where they know that lots of people are going to own this thing. How many people actually have monitors that go above, like, to go above 120 hertz? TVs are the primary audience for this thing. I actually have my PS5 Pro hooked into both the TV and the monitor. I have like this dual output card that basically mirrors the output, so I can actually have my TV and monitor outputting the same image at the same time, so that if I want to play a game like this on my monitor, then I can do that, and I don't need to like unplug it from my TV and plug it into this, and I don't need to buy 2 systems to have 2 separate setups, which is really, really, really cool. Apologies for the dogs barking in the background. So yeah, I think this is pretty great. I think this is a great way to play COD. I've played a lot of COD exactly this way right now to get to this prestige and stuff. So I would say that this is a great way to play the game. You've got 120 hertz locked, and then in this mode you've got a decent like like 78 plus FPS in most cases, it seems. So I think we could probably end that video there, to be honest. I don't think there's much more to talk about. I could maybe finish the game out. I wish I could play better. I can't. I haven't played in quite well, I said a few days, but it's probably more like over a week. Well, probably like 2 weeks, actually. And also playing at not 120 is actually a significant difference. So, yeah. But I think we will just finish the game off, and then, yeah, there's not really a lot left else to say. You guys can judge image quality. I think it's definitely sharper, definitely feels like a higher res. I don't know if it's just native 4K in this mode. I am really not sure, but I gotta say, it looks really, really, really good. So, yeah, I think, we'll end it there. I think we'll end it there. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider leaving a like if you've enjoyed this. The game just finished anyway. Please subscribe if you are new to the channel, and I would appreciate anybody just letting me know if there's any other games you want me to test. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in future videos. Bye-bye for now.